This felt like lifting the veil.
I can't remember the last time I spent $47 and got this much value.
These last 3 days have been full of a lot of game, a lot of gems.
Like, this has helped me get out of my own head.
You've given us the cheat codes.
This is really validating the calling that I believe God has been, nudging me to say, it's time to come up higher.
Now I know how to obtain those speaking engagements, who I need to contact, what I need to send. So this was absolutely beneficial to everything I want to do going forward.
There were multiple unlocks for me.
I walked away with just seeing my work and my voice and my purpose.
Both Pierre and Kimon are experts in what they do, and them together provide us with the opportunity to become experts in a speaking space in what we do uniquely and confidently.
Y'all, if you haven't joined this challenge or you haven't joined the academy, you're wasting time. Do it now.
All right, happy Friday. Happy Friday. If you've been with me at all any of the days of this week, just put yes in the comments. If you've watched any of the replays of any of the days of the week, put yes. But this is day 5 of the series that I've been doing all week long. 5 reasons why your expertise isn't paying off like it should. And we're talking about how to change that. So excited to jump into today. And let me just jump right into today's topic, because here's what I believe a lot of us fall into the trap, right? Is a trap that I believe many of us fall into, and is this: build it and they will come, right? You've probably seen the movie or heard of this movie, Field of Dreams. And in the movie, this guy buys this field, he fixes it up, and then there's a whole lot of stuff, but like, just seems like everything came from that. People flocked to it, and it was a huge success. And I think a lot of us, we believe that about business. We believe if we just build something, we don't have to do any work after that to get clients, right? So we post a couple flyers, we make a few posts, maybe we tell a few people, we build a nice website, and then we think our business is going to take off. And if I'm honest, I've been guilty of that. So in this video today, in this live today, I'm going to be just honest with y'all and share some of the mistakes I've made, some of the mistakes I'm still making, some of the things I'm working on. But really, what I really want to get to the heart of today is why you need to have a system for sharing what you know so that your expertise can pay off in the best way possible. So let's talk about this today. We've been in this series, 5 reasons why your expertise isn't paying off like it should and how to change it. And let me give you a little recap just so you know where we've been. Reason number 1 we've talked about is you haven't clearly defined what your expertise actually is. So for some of us, we haven't defined it. So if we don't know what it is, and we haven't said clearly to the people that we can help that this is what I do, this is the problem I'm solving, and this is who I'm solving this problem for, then people can't really work with us. Then we said reason number 2 is that your expertise isn't paying off is it isn't packaged yet. So you haven't packaged it into a format that people can pay you for it. They know you're good at stuff, and maybe they're picking your brain on a regular basis, but you haven't put an offer in front of them so that they can buy it. All right, today we're talking about reason number 5. But let me get to reason number 3 as a recap. You're waiting for opportunities instead of creating them. You're hoping someone's going to invite you onto their platform, onto their stage, instead of you creating your own opportunities. And we talked about how to do that on day 3. And then yesterday, we said your expertise is too scattered. So if I am trying to follow you, today you're talking about one thing, tomorrow you're talking about something else. And it's hard for me to know you are the person, you do this. This is your subject matter that you're an expert in. This is the problem you solve, and this is your audience. And let me tell you, the mistake that a lot of us make is we start and then we stop and then we go to something else, and people cannot retain all of the things that you're trying to talk about. They'll just think you're a buffet, right? But you need to become known for this narrow lane so that people begin to say, this is the person I'll go to when I have this problem. This is the person I'll refer others to when they have this problem. And that's one of the reasons why your expertise is not paying off. You're too scattered. All right, if you're watching this live, just say where you are in the comments so that I can shout you out. But I want to go to reason number 5, which is what we're going to talk about today. You don't have a system for sharing what you know. You don't have a system for sharing what you know. And I'm going to go into that today because I believe this is probably the biggest mistake. It's the biggest mistake I've made. It's the biggest mistake I see people making. It is that we might even have an offer. We may have a website. We may have a business, but we don't have a system to share what we know. And because we don't have that system, we're not getting paid like we should. So here is the first part of what I call this mistake, is the mistake of lazy marketing. Lazy marketing. All right, I know I'm driving down somebody's block. Somebody's going to get offended with this, but you have a program, you have an offer, you have something that you do well, and here's what you do. You make a beautiful flyer. You might even have some great pictures of yourself on there. You have a beautiful website, you paid for it. And this is what you do after that. You make this mistake. You post it once, you share it once, and you think, here come the sales. Here come the clients. Here come the leads because I shared it. And what you don't recognize is, one, everyone's not tuned into your station. Everyone doesn't see your beautiful flyer. Everyone, their internet doesn't immediately point them to the beautiful website you created. Everyone doesn't immediately see the thing that you put out there. And that's not a real strategy. That's lazy marketing. I know, we go back to what we started with. We think if we build it, they will come. If we make the flyer, they'll show up. If we build a website, people will find it. And some of us, listen, we get so impressed with our own website. We get so impressed with our own flyers. We even get impressed with our own videos. And we think, here come the clients, here come the sales. But what I want you to know is just hoping people will find you is not a strategy. And a lot of people get discouraged because we put it out there, we posted about it once, we shared it once, and we think people will see it and eventually sign up. And that's not a strategy. That's a way to get frustrated and to wonder what's wrong. Why isn't anyone paying me? Why is my business not growing? That's lazy marketing. Mistake number 2 is no consistent rhythm. So we post when we feel like it, we show up when we're inspired, and then we disappear when life gets busy. Now, this is a confessional time. This is Kimon's biggest problem. This is my biggest problem. It's not having consistent rhythm, right? And so that's something I'm working on. And if we're honest, like a lot of us, we're uncomfortable putting ourselves out there. We wish that people would just find the website. We wish people would just discover us. We wish they would just come to us instead of us having to constantly show up, say what we do, give value, share messages, put content out there, go live, share what we do, have conversations. We just wish that people would come. And so we want to just dip in and dip out. But I remember a gentleman who I was coaching, he said this: if I had a brick and mortar business, I would not open that business one time a week, maybe twice a month, once a month, or a couple times, and when I feel like it. No, if I want sales every day in my brick and mortar business, I need to open it on a 5 times a week basis, on a 4 times a week basis, on a regular basis at the same time that people know this is where to find me. This is when I'll be open. These are my hours. And his correlation to those of us who are in the expertise basis showing up online, because we're building an online platform, is that you need to show up every day, 5 times a week. on a regular basis so that people know when they put on their internet, when they come to the spot that they gather, that they're going to find you every day, sometimes showing up on their feed, saying something, putting out some value to let them know that you're in business. And I think that applies to all of us with expertise-based businesses. We cannot show up when we feel inspired, because you couldn't do that if you had a brick and mortar business. You can't show up when you felt like opening the bakery. You couldn't show up when you felt like opening the barbershop. You got to show up on a regular basis. And so here's a shift I want to just encourage us to make if we're going to let our expertise pay us like it should. And that's what I want for you. You give too much value to not get paid. My friend Ebony says it this way, and I'm repeating what I said before. She said, I'm too dope to be this broke. And I feel that for you. You're too dope to be this broke, meaning like not get paid for your value. Not saying that you're broke, no offense. Not saying not getting paid for your value, not exchanging time for money, but exchanging your money, getting paid for what you bring to the table, getting more visibility, creating more impact. And there are a few keys that you can put into practice so that you create a system to get sustained clients, build leads, build what we call a pipeline, so that you know I'm not on a feast and famine basis. I want to walk you through those steps today. And listen, if you're rocking with me, just let me know in the comments so that I can shout you out. All right. Here is the first step. Here is the first shift that you need to make in building your system. And I want to call it a client getting system. Your system needs three things. And the first thing that you need is you need content, right? I kind of alluded to that already. Content is how you show up. It's you adding value to the market. And it's you being in a regular rotation, showing people what you know, how you can help them, adding to the conversation. And a lot of times that can be on social media, right? So it's you going live, it's you posting a video, it's you writing some content and putting it out there. It's giving consistent content. Now, some of that content, for someone who is watching this, ironically, if you're watching this online and you're saying, why do I need to post content online? Well, I'm posting content online and you are watching it. So you watching it is evidence that you should be contributing to this conversation. It's a conversation I had with my children. I said, don't just be consumers of content. I need you to be creators of content. And so, yes, I want you to consider, if you haven't, begin putting out content online. But also, if you're a person that you are just getting started, maybe your content is you are going to local organizations and you are speaking and you're doing things there. And that's your way of making content. You are showing up and adding value where people are. Because really, that's what content is. Showing up, adding value where people are, and people are gathering online. Now, if you're doing the online thing, here's what I want to encourage you. Pick your platform, pick your topic, and then pick your rhythm. All right, so pick your platform. Now, there's so many platforms out here. And I'm not telling you that you only need to be limited to one, but if you're just getting started, I want to encourage you, get really good and really consistent on one or on a way that you can share to multiple, but you're building consistency. Now, don't try to be all over the place when you're getting started and you don't know what you're doing. Build consistency on one or just a few. Pick your topic. Know that you're not trying to every day scratch your head wondering, what am I talking about? This week was so easy for me because I said I'm going to talk about 5 things that stop 5 reasons your expertise isn't paying off. So I knew every day where I was going. Now, if you pick your topic and you really have an idea of where you're going, it makes the times that you show up a whole lot easier. And then you pick your consistency. Now, I know I'm encouraging you every day, but if you're just getting started, maybe you pick a consistency of once a week. And then maybe you up that to twice a week. Maybe then you up it to 3 times a week. But pick your consistency and then stick with it. All right. So you need to be putting out value, content. And to me, content is the connection to content is, it is what the samples at Costco do for companies. When you walk around, you get a sample, you taste it and you go, wow, I want more of that. Your content allows people to have an experience with your expertise in a sample format for them to say, if I enjoyed her talk online, if I enjoyed his content online, what would happen if I paid them to coach me? What would happen if I bought her book? What would happen if we brought him in to do a training? Your content gives people a sample of what it's like to experience your expertise. So it sets them up to be buyers. Now, so that's content. That was number one. Number two is conversations. And this is where a lot of us are dropping the ball. You actually need to talk to people and build relationships and connect with decision makers. I had Frazier Woods Jr. on my podcast a couple days ago. And Frazier is building out his business. Super proud of him. He's hosting an event on Sunday called the Conflict to Connection Couples Conference. It's virtual. Now, this is what he said. There's a statement he had made in our coaching community where he said, I don't want people in my business. And it was really ironic because he had to come back and say, but I want people in my business. And the point of the statement is there was a hesitancy on his part to say to people that he already knew, this is what I'm doing, because it raises expectations. It creates people's anticipation. People are going to ask you about it and maybe even hold you accountable. But the point of the conversation is, in order for you to grow your business, you have to have people in your business. You have to have conversations. Now, I understand posting content is good. It is necessary. Keep doing it. Do more of it. But having conversations with individual buyers, with organizations, with leaders, that is a missing ingredient for a lot of us in growing our expertise-based businesses. A lot of us, we don't want to have to talk to people. So what I want to encourage you, you need to have conversations. And here are the ways that you can have these conversations. You can set up a system where people who are interested in working with you, they can initiate the conversation. They can book a call with you. They can reach out to you if they have that need and have a conversation. But what I really want to encourage is more of us need to initiate conversations with people who are decision makers, people who are our ideal client, people who we know can get us into the doors that we need to get into. And some of those people, you already know them. Some of those people are your friends. Some of those people are your coworkers. Some of these people are your family members. And it's a matter of you just simply initiating a conversation saying, this is what I do. This is how I help others. This is what I bring to the table. How can we figure out a way to work together? It's just having a conversation. Some of it is doing outreach. Now, I just mentioned warm outreach. That's the people that you already know. But some of us need to start doing some cold outreach to get into the places and the spaces with the people who we want to work with. So you got to start off with content. Then you're going to have conversations. And lastly, this is one that I absolutely love. It's called conversion events. Conversion events. This is where income is created. You need to bring people into a space where you teach them, where you share, and then you invite them to take the next step. Now, I think most of us have been on some sort of conversion event. It could look like a workshop, a webinar, a challenge, a live training, a small group session. If you want to increase your income, you got to host more of these. Now, one of the mistakes I was making a few years ago in my business is I would have conversion event begin fulfilling my offer and then have another one 6 months later. Conversion event, wait another 6 months. And if you think about that, that creates a feast and famine, an up and down rhythm in my business. We was creating that in my business. And what I recognize is I had to create a more consistent rhythm for these conversion events. I had to build these out much more regularly so that I could have people onboarded more frequently and flatten out that income, that income line. And so I think for a lot of us, what I want to encourage you is how can you online and even in person create events where you're teaching, where you're adding value and then you're making an offer. You're teaching, you're adding value, you're making an offer. Whether that's for your book, whether that's for your speaking business, whether that's for your coaching, right, or your consulting business, you want to create opportunities either online or offline where you're speaking in a one-to-many format, teaching what you know, giving good value, and then giving people an opportunity to work with you. Now, let me ask you, of the three of them, content, conversations, conversion events, which one of these are you missing the most in your business right now? Is it content? Are you struggling with putting out regular, consistent content? Is it conversations? You're not having conversations with the people that you need to be working with, the people who are decision makers, individual buyers. You're not having regular conversations. Or maybe you're missing conversion events. You don't have anything where you can invite people into a group setting and now begin giving value and inviting them to work with you. Which one of those? You can put it in the comments, whether you're watching this live or you're watching this on the replay. Let me know which one of these is the one that's missing in your business right now. All right, we're talking about why is my expertise not paying off like it should? And we've been talking through some stuff this week. We've been going over the ways that we can change the things that are stopping us and holding us back. And I want to share with you that if you've been listening, you've been thinking, this feels like a lot. That's exactly why we created the Monetize Your Ministry Challenge. Because what we know is this was a lot to cover on a live for 30 minutes each day. But imagine if every day you had a chance to get training and to get coaching from myself, Pierre Quinn, Athena Shack, Myron Edmonds. You get the extra hour where you can ask specific questions on camera. You can voice your questions. You can go back and forth with us and get a chance to really work through the things that you are processing. And then you get to be part of a community where other people are giving you feedback, where there's accountability for doing the homework and posting the assignments and doing the things that will build your business. So that's why we're hosting the challenge. It starts on this coming Sunday. So for the people who like to register at the last minute, you get that last minute take action buzz. Yes, this is your opportunity. You can sign up today and be a part of the challenge on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. It goes till 9 p.m. for the VIPs. And here's a real important reason that you should sign up for VIP, because you get access to the replays for 7 days. Now, I want you to be on live every day. And if you're on live every day, you will still want those replays. There'll be something that was said that you'll say to yourself, I want to hear that again. I want to slow that down. I want to take some more notes on that. And if you have the replays for 7 days, you can do that. Or maybe your schedule is one that you can make 3 or 4 of the days live, but there's probably a day that's bad for you. If you get the replays, you get a chance to catch up on it during the day and then afterwards, so that you get the full package of what's going on. And the 4 of us, we will give you our best training, our best coaching. We will guide you on that challenge so that you can take your expertise, put it into a format, begin to know this is my niche, this is who I help, this is the problem I solve for them, and this is who they are. Let me make my offer. We'll show you how to package it as coaching, writing, and speaking. And then how do I build that system that gets me clients on a consistent basis and that I can level up and level up and level up. We'll show you that in the challenge. So I want to invite you, go to monetizeyourministrychallenge.com. That's monetizeyourministrychallenge.com. We'll work with you on your client getting system. Your expertise is needed in the marketplace, and you just need to get it out there to the right people. So Dr. Myron Edmonds, Athena Shack, Pierre Quinn, we're going to help you with that. I want to make just a final call to a lot of us. You've been seeing this stuff, talking about the challenge. You've been kind of following along, and you are doubting, will this work for me? And I totally get that. There's so much out here now, so many things people are offering. And you wonder, is this for real? Is this some sort of, monetize your ministry, just some kind of hustle? And let me just say to you, there's a heart behind this. I have a heart for you doing more with what you have. I believe that there's someone right now who needs the exact thing that you are doing, and more people than you've actually interacted with. And the only way they're going to find you is if you're putting something out there into the world where they can find it and that they can understand clearly what it is that you do. So it's $49 for the VAs. I think what you bring to the table is worth so much more than that. So I want to ask you to partner with us and make an investment, to sign up for the challenge and then show up for the challenge and watch what will happen in your business, with your ideas, even with your life over the course of these 5 days. So I'm excited to see you, to work with you, to partner with you. I keep getting stories. A gentleman who took our challenge recently just showed me that he is now on the list of speakers for an amazing event with some of the biggest names out there. And he took what he learned in our challenge and he put it into practice. I want the same for you. All right, so we will see you in the challenge, monetizeyourministrychallenge.com. You have an amazing rest of your day. Did you know that the very gifts, skills, and experiences you already have, they could be the key to creating income and multiplying your impact? The problem is most leaders don't know how to package what's inside of them into something people are ready to pay for. My name is Kimon Hines, and for years I've been helping leaders, pastors, educators, counselors, and other faith-driven professionals turn what they already have into businesses that create both income and impact. I've seen it work over and over again. That's why I created the Monetize Your Ministry Challenge, to give you clarity, direction, and a proven path forward. And here's what makes this special. We're focusing on the 3 primary ways I've seen leaders successfully monetizing what they already have: coaching, writing, and speaking. And I'm not doing this challenge alone. I've partnered with Dr. Myron Edmonds, who's built a 6-figure, almost 7-figure coaching business, Athena Shack, a publisher who's helped hundreds of authors turn their stories into books, and Pierre Quinn, an international speaker commanding $20K per engagement. Together, we'll show you the exact steps to do the same. So if you're ready to finally stop spinning your wheels and start creating income with what God has already placed inside of you, join us for the Monetize Your Ministry Challenge. Click the button down below, grab your spot today. We'll see you